hope USA shows up with a bunch of Reapers because that's what they need to be doing here. When you are banned Sipho's, Zycalian, and you see Palace Guards, they better have like 4 or 5 Reapers in this comp. Otherwise, they're going to be in trouble.
Yeah,
I think that's what Canada really screwed up on, is they really just did not understand how to fight this.
Yeah, strange unit comp decision, I think, for it. So you got America on the attack first off, and let's have a look at the setup.
It's the Orochi. That's what I was afraid of. They saved the Orochi, and they're showing up with where all
both
those Orochi
slots have them. So yeah,
all those Orochi slots should be Reapers. Germany does have them, which I'm a little bit surprised about. But I think if you're Germany, you know, they're not bringing that many Palace Guards either.
Yeah, surprising.
Maybe they're baiting the Palace Guards because they know Reapers will eat them. Maybe USA is doing the same things. They're only bringing like a couple because they know Reapers will eat them. It's like almost no shields on both teams right now.
Team US is looking stacked.
Dunkel with the wild card pick though. We got the Falcos. I don't think we've seen very effective Falco use yet.
No, not yet on this map whatsoever.
But it's Germany, so I feel like they could have something up their sleeve.
Yeah.
NA picking the VGs here, I think, is actually okay. Normally, I think VGs are questionable, but specifically when ISGs are banned, I was testing them. They were also one of the units I was testing last night, and they're actually okay when they're not fighting ISGs.
Yeah,
they can eat when they have their shields out. They can eat that Orochi stab and then immediately pull out the axes and pretty much kill the entire unit instantly. So
okay, let's get
I think the unit comps, the way they actually ended up getting picked, this could go either way. I don't think it is a loss in the loading screen.
No,
for anyone.
I don't think you could ever say the start between these two sides that it's a loss instantaneously by the setups. No, for sure. Yep. You just never know what's going to happen.
Imp Chavs too. Seeing them back out. I can't remember if it was this map or the other map we were talking about. Imp Chavs. One unit of Imp Chavs can actually be pretty good. And I think when you're using those Falcos, I think the Imp Chavs are a really good complement.
Okay, so
one-shot a diver, or and gives you some melee support as well.
Yep.
If Germany has to make sure they
throw shield and stuff. So.
Germany has to make sure they defend the supply though, and they're not defending the flame catapult. I think NA's
obviously supply point as well, but that's they've got one that's closer to the A point, which makes more sense for them. Let's just see where Dunkel is. Dunkel's in the background as a Maul, isn't he? So he's going to be in the background where these Falconets would be. But did he
normally when we see this sort of setup by the defense, though, a lot of times they have to give up that supply, and they do have the dagger axes back on that hill, but I don't know if the dagger axes can hold that supply by themselves. I think it's too awkward for the cab charge. So we'll see.
So around that bend and then into like a tight space in the supply.
Oh, this is so smart! They're using the Falcos to kill the flame catapult.
Oh,
see, this is why I say Germany is the team to beat, because like, who is bringing Falcos to kill the flame catapult, which is the reason holding A is scary?
Brave and clever all at the same time. Dunkel's even like. He's got them out, but he's also going to cap in that supply point back as well. And he's the one that's firing that, because it's his Falconettes. I'm assuming that's him back on that supply point.
Yeah, he could go. Dunkel at any point could swap off the Falcos and go pull like his Reapers or his shields if he has to. He's got the blue shields. I don't know if they're mastered, but...
Do you see how quickly that was as well, though? Dunkel was running from that supply point. He realised one hero was coming towards him, and all of the German heroes just came over towards him, and then it instantly stopped him from being chased, because, you know, how much the life isn't crucial.
And the German hero comp is so smart for this, too. They're running... I don't know about the longsword, but they're running a scimitar and a short bow, which makes diving extremely hard. Because the scimitar can easily dismount you, the short bow can stun your horse and then force you to dismount. And I feel like the Americans are going to have a hard time dealing with the Falcos other than just walking into them. This is so smart. And here it comes again. They're falcoing at the. This is
Falcon's
obviously a
already
practiced
destroyed it.
angle. This is very obviously like an angle that they've lined up.
Where is that
Because
Falcon at anyway? Like,
they're on the middle of A.
Oh, is it on the? Oh, and they're surrounded. Yeah, so yeah, it's
Yeah.
perfect.
You can't get to them.
Jabba has been picked off though.
That's
He's the first
bad.
one down. At least he's not the Falcon 80 player for
Yeah, but
to start.
the units retreat right in, and those Jav sergeants are useless now. Or the Imp Javs are useless now. And now they're losing the supply. Maybe?
Oh, here comes the cab down the back. Is that going to do anything here? But the Falcon 80 is here if they could get in position. Dunkel, what's he done with them? He's moved them further up
Falcons
as
are
well.
shooting in.
The Imp Javs haven't retreated yet as well, so they're still there, and they're just about to retreat now, so they're slowly retreating.
USA is like really not committing though. They're holding a lot of units, but now they're going in from the sides. I think it might be too late though. They waited too long in their front line and lost it.
I think the Falcon 80 stuns have just absolutely devastated most of the US troops here.
The German team just won the initial fight. The USA only engaged with 4 people at the start, and they all were getting hit by the Falcos, and then once that initial engagement was over,
cav charge in the back here as well.
Huge mono charge. Yep, that was massive.
And they're going to win the hero fights here as well. Yeah, they're going in the hero fights here as well. They're down to a couple of heroes alive that are trying to take off Inomushas here, but
yeah, they're trying to protect the Falcos now. The Falco player moved his Falco up into the melee fight just to protect them.
Yeah, keeps him out of the way of heroes just jumping into their self.
Didn't want them to be isolated. Good job. They only lost 3 Falcos. They lost a
Dragon Axe.
We expect. Yeah, they lost a few units, but that was a very, very favorable trade.
Iron Reapers were gone as well. But yeah, overall, like, it's been relatively good. Silver's gonna change his IPGs out, I assume, as well, because he's down to 6 of them left. But
this is in my experience, something a lot of teams struggle with is the what happens when the strategy is not what you were expecting to see. And that Falco strat killing that I think the Americans were in autopilot until those Falcos killed the flame catapult, and then you could tell they weren't sure how to respond to that, and they ended up doing a somewhat traditional push right up there, but they didn't have any flankers. There's no flankers from the USA team at all, so they just walked right in and then got flanked by the Germany side.
Yeah, they got Silver up there. Who's it up on the top? It is Silver, isn't it? It's the short boy. Yeah, he's up there just dealing damage to the guys in the supply point if he can.
Yep.
But I'm not gonna really
this is smart for the Germans. There, but they give A now. Yeah, give A now and then defend B. So force the USA team to now. You know, if the Germans have a strat for this, now the USA team has to refigure out how to attack this point.
Oh, I think he's using the Falcon 80s again to destroy that catapult in the position from the supply point.
This is just so smart. These, you know...
And they go, catapults down. Very clever.
Things like this are why I was saying Germany is the team to beat. Because it's not just that they play well in the team fights. They have very specific and well thought out strategies. And they look at what teams are doing to control the map, and something as simple as just killing the flame catapult changes the entire game.
Oh yeah, definitely. It is massive. Like, you seen how well it was used in the last matchup with stunning and constantly
and these Falcos
damaging.
Completely protecting them perfectly against the dive. The Shenji bomb, huge though.
Not even huge. That's clutch. That way actually help.
That could potentially win them this fight, but the Falco player
Rangers in the back from Germany.
Falco player already pulling from supply though, so
maybe he was already
USA is playing this pretty well, I think, so far. They stopped the flank with the impikes, and they got the mono charge from the side
coming
now.
in here.
This is potentially huge.
Great charge here.
Great charge
coming in.
Well, and they're winning on the front line. USA's second Shenji throw. Good clean wipe.
Halberd charge comes in as well. That'll pick off the rest of the Onimushas that are on the point here.
They've got free Reapers now. They can go kill these Reapers that Dunkel just pulled them. He lost the Falcos, pulled his Reapers, and he's charging them in because he has nothing else he can do here. He's going to lose those and be down to 1 blue unit. This is really good for the Americans.
Your Wolves just dies to the Rattan Rangers. Well, not Rattan Rangers, the Rattan Marksmen that are firing here. But these Rattan Marksmen are still alive and still working on the defense here.
Germany's still playing for a B. They're pulling more units than supply.
Wow, the
Reapers
to them as well.
Wait, the Reapers wiped them.
Yep, the Reapers have wiped and the Ratans have just literally picked off the remainders of the heroes that were alive. Executor Ken follows
Wow.
them as well.
I thought USA had that, and they misplayed their the cleanup there massively. They could have if they
Dunko
had
died and his unit still won the point.
Yep. Yeah, his unit just straight up wiped the point. I believe
It's funny
in the
because you
Reapers.
still got 18 of them alive. 18 of them are still alive. Like none of them died. Like
Yeah, none
in
of them
that
died.
battle.
Yeah, they didn't.
None
They
of them.
didn't protect their. I mean, I don't know if the controllers of those halberds and the other units just died, but they did not protect their units on point, and I guess the Reapers just ate everything.
It's going
I was
to be
watching
such
this
a
fight.
difficult push here for America at this point.
Yeah. Wow. That supply really coming in clutch there because they pulled 3 or 4 units from it.
Yep. I'm surprised that America never got entered as well very quickly. Like they were just standing in the back there, just dealing so much damage in the background and killing off these heroes when they would try to get anywhere near them.
That's something we've seen the U.S. team sort of show a weakness on in their last fight was sometimes you need to dive a unit together or dive it in a very specific way, and you see a fast rotation
to save
here,
the supply point here.
These halberds are going to get eaten. The Orochi.
Oh,
just going right through them. Oh. 2 units of halberds. The Palace Guards are late to the fight, and they're getting Shenji bombed.
Senji bomb as well. What? Oh, they've got all the cav coming in from the Americans. So it's a monastics charge from Germany, but also countered by dagger axe and a monastic charge all the way up from the American side here.
This is a huge cav play, but I think all those infantry in that side alley are just going to come back and clear now because the infantry from the U.S. side was way too early. The Palace Guards have to go first.
Are they going to cap a point? No, they're going to try and cap the point here. Will they try and fight the rest of these units? That's what you have to do.
Play, but I think it's too little, too late. We do see a second set of monastics coming around. So they should be able to wipe here, but I don't know if they have enough gas now to take home.
Depends on the unit kills as well. Like hero-wise, what have we got? Like
Impike walk. They can't even take this yet. They waited. They let those Impikes sit there for so long that they got a second walk.
Oh wow. There you go. They cleared it all up though, the Americans, but they're very low on numbers in terms of unit-wise.
If this is what the deathmatch is going to look like, it's going to be rough because they haven't been able to focus these heroes down either. Falondir is staying alive for forever.
Amir Walls has picked up a hat-trick there. I mean, his last free kill there. Hanseman picks up another kill here against Falondir.
The Reapers are back. Round 2.
It's just heroes are all going to get picked off here from the God King. His heroes next to fall. And it's just going to be a hero fight here. Come on out. Hanseman's picked off by Jack.
Oh, the Orochi double strike a little bit late there. But USA didn't pull anything from the supply. They have Martellatory.
They don't have much to charge, yeah. They don't really have nothing left. They have Village Watchmen left in the setups, and most heroes are already dead completely. So it's down to 2 heroes or 3 heroes that are alive.
That 3 death thing really hurting them too. Well, they don't have many units anyway.
Picking up the eye pop here at the end there, and we've still got a minute left with pretty much nobody else available to play from the American side. Got the musket up top here trying to survive, but Amir Walsh will die to Java. That is such good strategies, such good planning.
Yeah.
Using the Falconettes to destroy the catapult on both certain points, on A and also at the supply point.
Even with them killing that flame catapult on the A defense, I think Germany should have. I think USA really screwed up because they got the free pick on Joppenwall, if you remember right at the start of that A push, and they still managed to lose even though they're up a player entirely. They were up a unit and a player entirely, and they still could not close it out because they didn't come at it at the right angle. They didn't have any flankers. They really you could almost feel that they were uncomfortable with the situation because they hadn't encountered it before, because completely new defense strat.
Yeah, definitely. It's like so what Germany will always do, they will always change things around, so people aren't sure what they're going to do next, and it's just a solid squad. They play it together and play it well and kind of know what each other needs to do. The fact that he survived long enough to bring another unit out when he did lose his Falconettes, get the Iron Reapers, and then they survived for the rest of the fight even though he was dead. They wiped the point on B. It was just it was a crazy change of direction in comparison to what we're used to seeing. Rat and Rangers not Rattan Rangers, Rattan Marksmen doing work as well. People are going to start playing that now in Sages, thinking that they were just doing everything there, but because they were just in the back line while all the units tanked, they were just doing so much damage to units and heroes, and every hero that tried to die of them just got instant as well very quickly. And then it kind of wiped off his like three deaths are allowed, and that's it. And a couple of heroes dying so quickly to them, you've got to then restart, and hopefully you've got enough units for push. But America's going to have to find a way around this one on the fights as well, because deathmatch is going to be interesting as it comes to it. Hanselman though picks up the MVP for the NA side. God King Azura in second. Then you've got Amir Walls with a 5 hero kills. He did quite a good job at picking off of the heroes here. Unit wise, it was pretty matched out around everybody, bar God King Azura picking up the most unit kills, 123 there for himself. But yeah, overall, a relatively solid defense. I say relatively, it's a very solid defense from the German side. Balhazar picking up 6 hero kills in the process, 80 unit kills, and you've got 5 hero kills for Shepo, 96. But look at them all; they're almost all reaching 100 like unit kills, bar a few heroes there, just to clean up pretty much the point every single time. Just shows you how well they use their units and the rotation of their units, and using them at the right time to pick off the wins here. But we'll jump back and we'll get ready for the next fight. Right, so here we go. What's your prediction? Do we still think USA have something in them here?
You know, as I don't want to
jinx it,
drag the boys down, but having played in tournament situations with a lot of these people, I worry that the USA is going to have a very predictable defense and then just try to rely on unit outplaying them in the unit comp, and I don't think that's going to happen, and try to rely on outplaying them as players, and I think they're too evenly matched for that. And I think Germany has probably played against the standard defense enough times that I think they're going to pick it apart. So I want to be surprised, but I think Germany is just one step ahead in the chess match.
Yeah, I think so. One more fight here though, and we can see if USA can hold out. It's going to be a difficult task, definitely set ahead from them, because the German squad is so organised and so well planned, prepped, and probably know exactly what they're doing here for their attack. They're going to just take it easy and do what they do best, and that's pretty much strategize very well, and the way that they play together, synergize together, it kind of works in their favour the majority of the time. So they're definitely, like we said, one of the teams to beat. Well, the team to beat so far, and if you can beat them here and give yourself an advantage going in, well, not an advantage, but like at least make it evens for going into the death match, you might be able to somehow turn it around and actually knock Germany out, and that would be something. If you can do that, USA would be hoping, fingers crossed, and trying their hardest here potentially to try and knock the German side out. Anybody would be happy in it that's already through to the next round will be like, come on, please USA win this, because they'll be wanting to not have to face against Germany, and they're very organised. But like we said, America can do stuff and can organise something well enough here to try and make an upset. But you'll never know. We'll have to wait and see what happens for the next matchup in Broch Eastray. Like we said, Yando, Imperial Spear Guards, Sifanori, Javelin Sergeants, like Killing Militia are all the banned units. So it'll be interesting if we see the saved units being used a lot more. We did see Urachi Samurai getting used in that last matchup, and Palace Guards, but not as many as we probably thought was going to be. I don't think they needed it, the Palace Guards, as much as predicted, but it was quite a solid skill. How many burgers for tonight? Sick of burgers? You're eating burgers. We're eating because we just associate Americans with burgers now. Is that what we're doing?
Hey, you know, burgers are good.
Lots of food is good. Are definitely good.
Lots of food is good. Food. If we're gonna insult the U.S. for our food choices, then we're gonna have to open up the floor to some other countries that have unfortunate food choices,
like battered Mars bars.
I was just gonna say just England.
Oh, okay. Scottish fish fine. Scottish fish fine.
I'll leave Scotland out of it. It's the English's fault.
Which part of English food is not the
Oh, it just
biggest
has no
fan?
flavor.
Oh, really?
I mean, why? There's a I don't want to go into a history lesson, but there's a reason that Great Britain had to go like sail
Everywhere.
around the world to go find flavor. Okay. For hundreds of years, that was the British Empire was just in search of flavor.
It was. And then we
And they
brought it all
found
back
it
for us.
and they still don't use it.
No. That's why everybody, like every other takeaway comes here and they're like, oh yeah, we're going to get loads of different takeaways, but they all just like they westernize it. It's like, no, you have to make it a little bit more easier for us to eat because it's just too spicy. It's too spicy for us. We can't have it. So they'll be like, oh, this is a spicy curry. And everybody else is like, no, it's not. This is not spicy. This is just normal. I wouldn't even put this on like a too chili red mark, but everything's got to be for our taste buds. And if I was to go to India or China and try to eat any of their curries, I'm pretty sure I would be like, that's too much for me. And I'm Scottish, so and definitely I'm the biggest on spice. Not too much of it anyway. Not been in America though, so I can't judge American food, but I definitely know I'd like most of that. I think Italian's up there though for my top flavors of food because who doesn't love pizza and pasta?
Yep.
Let's be honest. And Americans got good pizzas as well. Don't get me wrong, Americans. Aren't they like the founders of like pepperoni pizzas? That's theirs. Pepperoni is theirs. That's a lovely pizza. I'm sure it's America anyway. It's got that in their repertoire. Anyway, we're going into the second matchup here now. It'll be Germany taking the attack to the United States here on Broch, Eastray. Will we see Germany rolling over here, taking all the points and winning this fight? Or will USA be able to hold out at any point and stop the push and the easier win for the German side? Get your predictions in the chat as well. Make sure you've got them in. They're just about to end here. It looks like the majority of you guys are actually voting Germany. I wonder why. It must be because of that last battle. I assume
they still have Falcos, and if I didn't see the Falcos, I was gonna have hope for the US, but they're still bringing out Falcos, so I know they've got something crazy coming.
Yep, they're gonna be straight up.
It almost wouldn't surprise me if they just go straight A, and just Falco the catapult down from A, and then just push right into the point, and US doesn't rotate fast enough. Well, we'll see.
I think wherever they are, they'll rotate that focus to make sure they're just
would not
totally destroying the catapult. Yeah.
I didn't pay attention to the VG's last match. I think they had them on the first push, which they lost. So I'm gonna guess they didn't do enough. But I we'll see. I think I don't know if VGs work well against Reapers after all of the changes to VGs and after all the changes to Reapers, but we'll see.
That's another unit that's so far up in these battle passes and stuff for the seasonal units that I don't end up getting to, so that's another one I've never unlocked of Varangians.
You haven't been missing out on much.
Yes, I mean, every time I get to them, they've already gone out of the meta anyway, so for me...
I think Icy and Max really like them. Well, I don't know if it was Max's decision, but I've seen a lot of these players, or not a few specific people who in past tournaments have also brought VGs when it's like, are you sure about that? And I mean, we'll see. I was playing them last night. They were okay. I'd almost rather see Palace Guards in that spot though.
Yeah, I agree with you. I just only mainly because I like Palace Guards and I know how to play them. I would pick them, but
yeah,
for the most part, and what I've seen in terms of like, I don't even see them in sieges like Varangians in comparison.
Yeah, US giving A, which is what I expected because I think you unless you're doing that Falco strat or rotating between both points, I think giving is the right play. We'll see how they handle the Falcos on B. I think Falcos are better on the defensive side on B, but they do make it a little bit awkward if you don't have your own Falcos or jabs, and I don't think US has jabs.
No, I don't think so.
No,
I don't
not
see
a
any.
single. They don't have any ranged units on the NAs. Oh, they have Shenji.
No,
Okay.
they've got
So,
Senji. You got
yep.
Senji and you got
So
Ratans, but
I think at this point they're waiting to pull the Shenji so they don't get dove and to not give away info. They just pulled them. Yep. Okay. I thought I saw them pulling them. So they
no,
have the
it's just about.
Shenji. I think I think this is the best that I was expecting the US to play this defense. So I hopefully they can rotate
I can't
correctly.
remember, but on this map, if you've got the catapult and you fire it, you can follow your shot as well, can you? On the catapult,
I
or can
don't
you not?
remember. It's
Because
been a long time since I shot it.
yeah,
I
I
think
can't
you
remember
might
if you
be
can
able
or
to
not.
though. I think you
Because it
can.
obviously would be a scouting method as well, just to try and see where units are set up and stuff as
Yeah.
well. So that people
You could
use that
not
on a.
for those who know about flicking bombards and stuff. You could not flick the catapult because you cannot flick any artillery that has a targeting arc. Um, that's a good catapult shot. The
That's a good
Orochi.
catapult, yeah.
Orochi are
Look at the
here
background
farming the
there.
AI and get clipped by that catapult, being a little greedy for those AI kills.
Just making sure he doesn't end on like 0 unit kills, just in case. Like the muskets on top of this unit here, like on top of the wall here, just dealing damage to the units in the supply point already. The Falconettis are just going to rip into that as well. Look at that spot straight on into the supply point. He's going to hit the units further back as well, but I think he's aimed at a little bit too far that when they're Dunkel. Just a little bit. But they're going to have to use their units up close and personal towards the wall.
Yeah,
so they can avoid that.
This is where the Falcos are scary because you've got a nice long angle into a choke, and it forces the defenders to hide right behind that wall. And with no Fortebraccio, oh wow!
Oh my god, that's like close range Falconetti spam right on
I
top
mean,
of their units.
you know they've done this in a scrim.
Oh, 100%. And the Ratans in the
Brutal.
background, there's a Senji.
Yeah, the
Grenade here,
Ratans,
though.
so you can't even dive the Falcos because you get instantly dismounted.
That Senji grenade over the wall though was pretty nice, but the Falcons are just cleaning up and forcing USA to have to retreat here.
Half of USA is running, half of them are sitting there behind the VGs. And now
they're going to gain some space here, and Germany will start to make their way forward here.
Guards and Impikes are making space. This is...
They're baiting that.
This is just
that hole though. They're baiting
and
it.
B is being capped this whole time.
Nobody's... Oh yeah, so there's...
the AI Claymores and the one hero. Is that the Raton Marksman hero?
People falls, he's dead here. He's the first one dead.
Nope.
Pisu picks off the kill
here. Cav player.
He's going to start moving.
They have a whole unit of Cav that hasn't even had to fight yet.
Yeah, they've been at the background. They're going to be able to be just now while all this fight goes on.
I can see them going to the alley and killing the Shenji right here. Yep, here it is.
Yep, here it is. There we go. Senjis are starting to move as well, so they're going to get caught on the maneuver, not even able to stop fighters. And there goes Dagger Axes in the back.
And that's why you can't rotate your infantry to stop the back cap because
look at that.
Those Orochi are completely out of the fight now, and I mean that's just textbook.
That's a cleanup. That's a cleanup. If I've ever seen one.
There's really not much more to say than that was just insanely
I don't know what this
clean.
poleaxe is doing. I don't know why he would jump towards the supply point as if he was going to save it, but Amir Wall jumps to his death pretty much. There was no way he was staying out alive. I don't know what his plan was.
Attackers lost
down potentially.
3 total units. They lost Impikes, Palace Guards, which we always expect them to lose, and a unit of Orochi, and that's it.
Yeah.
It's just so clean.
What a battle that was. That was so clean, yeah. So clean. The fucking 80s just spamming like mad. The Ryan Rangers stopping anything else coming to stop that.
You can't have a defense setup. I mean, this is what we talked about with like Jab Sergeants a couple weeks ago, where if one team has them and the other team doesn't, the team that has them, it just has the advantage just because the other team doesn't have them.
Yep.
And it doesn't matter if the unit itself is good. It's just the fact that by having that ranged pressure, you just get free damage, and the other team isn't shooting back at you. There are no musket players on the NA team, and there are no ranged units on the NA team. NA is literally taking every single point of damage that NA is taking from the German musket and from the German Falcos and from the German Raton Marksman. It's just completely, it's free. There's no response to it. They have no unit or player that can punish them, or retaliate.
Do you see that as well there? So you see how quickly the German side is out there to ping certain parts of the wall.
They have the Shenji, but that's a one-time bomb, and if you miss that, then
Yeah.
You've got nothing else. You can't
They
put the
had a good
Shenji in
couple of
front of the
bombs,
Falcon.
but it didn't hit the Falcos, did it? It hit the units prior to it, just over the wall, but the Falcos were set back a little bit further back, beside where the Ran marksmen were.
I think they lost 3 Falco models or something.
Germany just up here with their heroes, just dealing damage and breaking down every single wall in their way, pretty much, just to clear up as much space as possible. I assume they still got the Falconettes out on their attack, do they?
The Shenji here, like, you get this cooldown off to do damage, and then the enemy team can push if you miss. And that's really the scariest thing here. So they're getting some value with the guns, farming AI here, but I think they really needed a jab unit.
Yeah, it needs to be something that can deal some damage to these.
Yeah, jabs are so, especially if your strategy is to hold B, jabs are so good there.
So the Archie's moved up from Germany. You've got Iron Reapers and you've got Imperial Jabs, all kind of moving in the same direction towards the center here, actually. Interesting strategy here. Let's see where they're going to go. But they've got a unit cab coming up in the background. The Rat and Marksman, you could hear firing away through the gateway, pretty much. I think they're just shooting through that center gateway.
They're trying to shoot at the hero on point, yeah. They have a little bit of X-ray vision sometimes.
Dodging in and out here just to get some.
And here we go, points. Where that ranged again is. It's like Canada versus.
Is that Palace Guards on the point here now? They're ready to gain a brace when anything comes in, but it's an IPG march that might stop them here on this point.
Big Palace Guard chart. Oh, they canceled it.
Charging the other way. Yeah, that's it. They gave up. Baited that and then went around the other way.
That's okay. The charge
towards the Rat, and look at that. They're going to cap some points just for free. They're almost halfway cap. They're not even done anything yet. They're not even pushing it.
Doing a great job with his imp jabs here. He's going to kill all these Onas with the master jab too.
There's a Roche in the background here as well, but plenty of people. Cap coming around the back. Just got killed by the Roche though from USA. That's quite a good kill up there. The Rattans though.
Cap gets stopped.
Some damage. Oh, there we go. They've cleaned the point. It looks like they're going to gain some advantage here going forward towards the rest of the units on the right hand side here, and that's just the Ratchets. If they can kill the heroes.
USA does not have enough gas left.
They don't.
They get the flank of their Rochi, but that's like way late. They killed.
The hero's not on the point, but he's going to die as well. So
yeah,
they're
off farming the Raton marksman.
There we go. We've got 2 heroes left on the point for America here. And all it needs them is to dodge and stay on as long as possible, but once they die, that's going to be
the value of that free cap time earlier really like shows up at the end there, because it's such a long distance from supply to home that if you give them that much free cap, then you can't even afford to go back to get units.
Yeah, that's very true. That was
very textbook by Germany, and that's kind of what I expected to see. They just have a plan, and all of their players are playing to the plan. They had imp jabs on the flank to stop the Onamusha flank, and those traded evenly, which is fine because then you aren't getting flanked. And then you've got but they're a ranged unit, so they're getting free damage before then. So
yeah, you know the interesting thing about it as well is nobody on the attacking side were even at 100 kills, right? They didn't wipe that many units in the grand scheme of things. They just did it so quickly and effectively that they had to retreat them and not get the chance to use the units to get them killed. So therefore they just kept pushing, and like we said, on that last push there, the majority of the time was capped for free with just the hero on and off, on and off, on and off, before they even pushed any unit onto the point, before they even entered anything in there. They grabbed lots of free points to
the Raton marksman. When you ban those ISGs, man, what if the other team isn't bringing shields? So those Raton marksmen are just, you can't go on point.
American side only picked up 1 hero kill that whole fight as well. You're not gonna win much battles if you can't kill the hero, because that unit's just there to reign free while he runs about killing you off, and especially when there's the rule of 3. If you die 3 times, you're out the match. If you're not able to kill 1, there's no chance you wiping any of them points. But that's a solid attack from Germany. It's timed, melodical, and stayed together as a group pretty much the whole time. There's no split from any of them. And I assume they're going to do the similar idea on the next fight. I
think the death match should be a little closer. I don't know who's going to win the death matches, but I think that's a little bit more of a communicate well. And I think the US team was communicating okay, like from the way they were rotating. It just seemed like they were in terms of the map strategy, they just were steps behind. So I think they could potentially win these death matches as long as they communicate smart.
Yeah, well, we have seen stranger things happen for
Yeah,
sure, and
we've seen teams that they lose the sieges and then they can at least take one death match. So
yeah, the first one that they need to take, and then it was a very close one for the second one. The last few times we've seen it, America definitely are strong individual fighters as heroes, and obviously the kind of deathmatch quite good as well. But I don't know how we fare with the German side. When you say you're good at deathmatch and then you come up against this German side, you could
yeah, I mean,
potentially say you're not good. But then
I think German. I think it's anyone's match. I
yeah,
don't have
I
a.
agree.
Well, going into the sieges, I thought Germany was definitely favored, but I don't know if there's a side that's necessarily favored for the death match. And I think the
Oh,
field
depending
battle
the.
will also be closer if we get to it.
Oh yeah, I'm surprised we've not seen more of them. To be honest, some of these battles that have seemed like they were going to be a lot closer.
Yeah,
Or at least like, they'd be able to tie it back up at least at the death matches. But it seems to be that the momentum's always shifting in one direction, and it kind of keeps going that way. I don't know if it's maybe the team that have lost their first battle have already got themselves into that state of mind that oh no, we're already down. Like, and then you know how you just kind of switch off a
yeah.
little bit, and then they don't play to your potential.
We haven't seen a lot of. I think some people worried about maps being attacker or defended sided, but I don't think we've seen other than the one time we went to the fifth match. I don't think we've ever seen the back and forth in the siege battle. There's always been one team 2-0ing in the sieges.
Yeah, yeah. I think it has been. It's been a 2 for
Other
most of
than
it. Is,
what the French, no, not the French, the Romania versus Poland. Sorry, that one was
yeah,
back and
yeah,
forth in the sieges, but that's the only. I think that's the only one.
yeah. And everybody else has been 2 in the sieges, and then went on to be like 2-1 or 3-0, pretty much. It's a strange old time. Strange old time. Well, we know this one could decide who goes through. If Germany get the win here, though, they will progress and they will move on to the semi-finals. This is the last matchup of the evening as well, so if you haven't already watched any of it, please do sit back and relax to watch the last of this one, and then go back at some point on the Twitch VOD. You can go back and you can watch all of the previous fights, and they'll be there once the stream is over with. I assume it could probably still be viewable at this point in time as well.
Twitch's website is twitch.tv.
What the hell, Alexa? Did you hear that? Alexa's telling me about somebody's fucking. That better be my channel she was promoting there. Very strange. I'm going to have a look at the actual roster thingy to see who they're playing next, to see if it's the way we thought it was last time around. I just need to remember the challenge. It's challenge or something to get the bracket up, but I can never remember. I'll find it somewhere in a minute. Challenge, that's it. There we go. I'll go to that matchup and we'll find the matchups once this battle's over. See, hero-wise, there you go. America do have a short row in there and a medium armor class in there. As expected, Silver always goes his short sword. He loves his short sword.
8v8, so no surprises.
No
the
surprises.
The longsword is troll.
I mean, they've got a longsword. They've got 3
no
medium
short
classes
sword.
as well.
Why would you play longsword instead of short sword?
I know,
short
it
sword
baffles me
is
sometimes.
so strong.
There's only one maul in the German side this time around. Remember the last time, like one of the fights they had, like pretty much a full maul squad.
I'm surprised by the German comp. I mean, if you're gonna run a short bow, I guess this makes sense. If you're running short bow and musket, this is probably a comp that makes sense.
Yeah,
but,
I think Silver is one of the better like short bows in this whole like.
Yeah, he was on the deathmatch last time, and he managed to stay alive.
And he tanks so much damage considering he shouldn't tank damage, which was very strange. But stays alive for long enough and he kites around for his surviving, and I'm pushing all the wrong buttons here at this point in time because I pushed Alt instead and forgetting that's what happens here. But there we go. Get back onto the match point of view, and we can sit here and wait for a few minutes while we look at the challenger. So Nation Cup, let's have a look who faces who just to make sure once we get to the end here. So Canada beat, Romania beat Canada, so they will play the winner of this fight. So if Germany win this one, it'll be Romania-Germany in the semi-finals. And obviously France, who won earlier today, along with Turkey, will be playing each other in the semi-finals. So France versus Turkey is our first semi-final. Our second semi-final will be the winner of this match versus Romania. So it's all to play for America because they have to pull out 2 deathmatch wins here for their chance to go to a field battle and win the fight. If not, they are out of the tournament, and we'll see Germany progressing to play against a really strong Romanian side. This time around, actually, we're capping A and B, which we haven't seen in most of the death matches so far today. At the very start, which was part of the plans and what the rules state to do, but we decided we wouldn't do that the first few times because we weren't sure it was going to go to a second match. And so once again, it's another like 4 hours, pretty much almost bang on the dot in timing of these matches as well. Like the schedules are just working so well and fluid, and nothing has gone wrong so far. This stream actually been a lot cleaner as well than the last one. So guys, I hope you've all stayed tuned and not complained. There's not been any lag because I've not seen any, and we've been all right. There's not been stupid replays that you guys have all complained about because it's caused a horrendous amount of lag prior to it. But this time around, it's been smoother.
Yeah, should be an interesting DM here.
Yeah,
I didn't see anyone swap their weapons, so it's the same weapons as they came loaded in with. See a 340 in chat, and they're gonna go. So looks like they're already trying to ping at least their targets.
There we go. We're off.
They pinged 3 people, so.
Couple of heroes being dismounted straight off. They're up there with the pike. Execute Ken's trying to avoid.
Pike, but he gets away. NA Pike gets away.
Trying to pick up aiming most of their targets onto short swords here. The 2 short swords from the EU side were the ones that were knocked down.
They didn't commit too many cooldowns to them. That was smart. So no kill so far. Everyone's playing it very safe. Looks like the NA just got bunched up there. NA Musket gets out and he gets the heal, so he gets a reset.
Oh, there's so much going on here. I haven't seen the whole screen. I mean, Rose is the first to die. Javamo picks off the kill. Musket is down.
Yep, good play by the short swords to hunt down the musket player. So much time being focused on the German pike, and he's getting away and getting the heal off. You don't want to go after the pike
down
players.
As well. There you go, and he's got one back though. We're back. Then they lose one there. Jetly goes down to Tifisu.
They could pick Jabamul here if he doesn't have his iron sides, but he does.
Java's trying to jump and dive and
iron sides on.
Short sword. Yeah. Baltazar, 2 poleaxes against each other. Hanzo loses out here as well. Silver picks up that kill. He's still alive as well. The short bow just kiting around. Pisu picks up a second kill here with Executor Ken. And it looks like it's going in favour of Germany here. There is only 2 American players left. Gawking Azura alive, and People as the longsword. The People just standing back in the background watching.
This is why I said the longsword was a troll pick, because what did he do all game? He lived. That's what he did.
Here we go. People is picked off at the end there, and that's pretty much every hero alive for the German side.
One, yeah, I killed
one. Died. Yeah, one died. Mixu is the small player, but everybody else goes on and survives it. America, GG, good fights. However, Germany are your winners. They will progress to play Romania in the semi-finals, and it's been a battle to be had for sure. Like, that was one of the 2 squads that we were expecting to do pretty well. Germany has went through to the